It is time for you to stop all of your crying. It's time for you to stop all of your crying. Oh, there's one thing you gotta do to make this dream come true. Stop your crying. Oh. What card is that? Ew, I'm glad it fell on the floor. My hair. What happened to my hair now? Hi, welcome. This fell on the floor. Okay, so we're overthinking. What? Or maybe not. Maybe we're waking up from a nightmare that we were constantly thinking about. Maybe we're finally rid of this fear or this anxiety about this person in our lives. Maybe that's why it fell out on the floor, because we don't need it anymore. We're like pushing it away. We're throwing it away. We're releasing it because it's not helped us. It's not served us. It's not made us feel good. The things that make us feel good are focusing inward on what we can give ourselves. No matter how little we seem to have, there's always something that we somehow can reach in and give to others, because that's the kind of people we are. But maybe we reach in, we give that time and energy to ourselves, and then we have a little more time and energy because we feel a little better, no matter what our circumstances are. And there's that play, that gentle interplay, where if you feel like you're really at your bottom, sometimes you can give, and that lifts you up because you're like, wow, I still have something more I can give. And there's still more, and there's always more, and there's going to be more, and I'm going to receive more. So it's all these different things kind of coming together. Welcome. This card just fell on the floor, so I thought it was an important message that needed to come right out. I'm using the Lover's Path Tarot right now. I think I left that there's $22 readings in the description. I meant to change it, but since it's there, I will honor that today. If you want $22 readings, personal readings, that's how much it costs for a question, but I will do a deep reading for you about it. Otherwise, you can book a private reading on my site. It starts at $33 over there for a custom question, or when will it happen. There's also the there's basically, you purchase by time increments, 15, 30, or 60. And then I have a special for the hour-long Divine Masculine Channel Love Letter, because I started offering them at 33, realized how time consuming they are because I'm literally writing these letters. So it takes time. And I do it now with a playlist. So you get a playlist to listen to that basically played while I was writing the letter itself, my commentary on the letter, you know you want that, and 3 oracles that will help reinforce messages, give you something to focus on, some work to do, so that you step away from the reading and it's not just like, oh, he loves me not, but you know, like, oh, here's the way I can love myself in the ways I haven't been, and the ways I can really enjoy my time here no matter who I'm with. So that's the abomination of God. Sir, I am an abomination to the Christian God. Please leave if you do not like it here. But thank you for the boost to my algorithm. You are now blocked. Goodbye. I got called an abomination today. God makes beautiful abominations. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm not really doing any free questions, nor do I intend to do any free questions today. If you are a subscriber, I will pull 2 cards for subscribers. And when I hit 22 subscribers, I will pull 2 cards for anybody in the room. So my 22nd subscriber basically gifts everybody that's in the room at that time with 2 card readings. But for now, let's explore this. Let's explore this card that came out today. Let's just kind of have a free day where we just look at what's going on. Before I start pulling on this card, I'm going to look at Oh, I see. I already know who it is. Okay, so it's Cupid and Psyche. And what we're seeing is the reference to the story of Cupid and Psyche, where Cupid is wanting to be with her, but she cannot look at him. And they have this beautiful night together, but she has to promise not to look at him and just trust that it's him. But she begins to doubt that it's him, and she gets this oil lamp and turns to like shine the light on his face to see if it's really him. As soon as she sees that yes it is, and she's really delighted, she spills some of the oil, which burns him. He wakes up, he's angry. I mean, he was sleeping soundly beside her. She looked at him when he explicitly told her not to. I don't even know what his reasoning is for that. Maybe it has something to do with, like, because he was getting her away from his mother. Venus is actually his mother. And she was jealous of Psyche and her beauty. And so she wanted to make all these people love her and cause her pain. And Cupid wanted to save her from that. And so he took her away from all of those suitors, put her in this tower, and they have this event happen. And he gets really angry with her, and he's like, you don't really love me, you don't trust me, and he flies away. And she's like, come back. And then they have to make their way back to each other, and that's the whole tale. But the part that we're seeing right now is the moment when he's telling her that she has to trust in him, and she is in doubt, not quite able to trust. So right now, the feminine cannot trust that her masculine side of self, the part that takes action, that follows through with strategy, that gives time and energy, she's not convinced that that is going to work with her emotional side. So the way that this translates in your life, like you might be hearing about a relationship when I'm talking about that, but it's about the relationship you have with yourself. So in your life, there is something that you are maybe passionate about, or that is something that you've kind of idealized, like a romantic ideal about a career or something that would be fulfilling to you. And you have been, really craving it and longing for it and wanting to do it and wanting to give it time and energy, but it's difficult to know exactly how to do it, and you don't want to fail at it, and there's all these reasons why you don't take action, but you just don't. You have fears, you have anxieties about what will happen if you really honor your feelings, honor your emotional side. Will there be enough? Will you be able to have stability? Hi, it's good to see you, Tanya. Love you too. So you're really working on all of those elements. Hope everyone had a great holiday, by the way. Okay, so that is the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Arrows from the Lover's Path Tarot. Now, that was a lot coming out from one card. You see how we do here with one card? Let's get another card. So that's what we're going to look at that. That fell out of the deck. It jumped and flew out. I had to inconveniently get it off the floor. Oh, no more doing that. So it's a problem. It's like these cards are just like jumping. They're like, I need to be said. It needs to come out. We have to hear it. Say the message. And the card that came out is Strength, and it's covering up the 7 of Cups. So there is a fantasy that you have held that's so powerful, has so much control over the decisions that you make in your life, how you structure your life. There is a sense of a strong connection or bond, but there is not clarity here about what is truly yours and what is truly just in your imagination. There's the part of Harry Potter in Harry Potter 7 when he asks Dumbledore, is this real, when they're at King's Cross Station? And he says, is this real, or is this all in my head? And Dumbledore says to him something like, even if it is all in your head, why ever would that make it not real? Like, yeah, it's just, it's real. But it's like not having clarity about how real something is, how strong a connection is. And because you don't have that clarity, there's this reluctance to choose one single option, one single path, one single way. Or you're like, I don't know, this is something I've wanted so strongly for so long that I don't know exactly how to get it at this point. I've exhausted all of my efforts. And this is good because in truth, it was never in your power anyway. That was just an illusion. The power that you have is to value whatever the present moment is and find appreciation there. That is where your joy is. And then you get to envision things and be excited about them. And that is where your excitement and your fulfillment comes from. And then you get to take the actions that bring those things to you. And that is where your satisfaction comes from. But it is always in the present moment that you're experiencing that fulfillment. It's never at the end. It's fun to imagine right now. And then when you're in the right now, what's going on right now can be something that is delicious, something that is satisfying if you're very immersed in the experience. Now, obviously, we can have painful experiences in the present moment too. It's not like we're free from all traumatic events, but even those traumatic events, as you gain mastery over your emotional reactivity and over your way to perceive how whatever's going on is like this message to you to show you where you need to go, it starts to actually become fulfilling even when it's sort of challenging. I was on a journey this weekend trying to get to my son in Massachusetts, or trying to get him back to his house. He was not feeling well. It was a very long trip. It seemed to take forever. It was like we were in this time warp. And what normally takes 5.5 hours took 7 hours. It was very unpleasant when I was really focusing on how unpleasant it was. As my son started to like get perkier, like he kind of got a second wind, started talking to me some more, started engaging, I stopped focusing on how long it was going to take, how many hours it was going to take to get back, and the whole tone or mood of the situation changed. So I was still experiencing the same experience, but it was from a much higher level. Like I was not deeply immersed in it and not able to breathe. I was standing outside of it and finding things to enjoy. I was like, this is extending how much time I get to spend with my son before I have to take him back to an environment I am not super stoked to take him back to. And, you know, on my way back, I will have a lot of time to myself when I live with my family right now and don't have that as much. And, you know, the traffic will go slower because of the weather, so I won't have to worry so much about speeding tickets because I have my frickin' car not registered, and I'll be safe and protected in that way. Like, you know, I just kept trying to find every single light, and I kept feeling better and better and better. Same situation, same present moment, totally different perspective. One perspective is hell. It feels like hell. And one perspective feels peaceful and calm and pretty good, because then I get to laugh with my kid and we get to listen to some music that's really good. And like, so we get to talk about some serious things and make some plans for our future. And so it was all good. So it's all about your perspective. It's how you choose to look at something. Are you looking at something through your ego, through this temptation to give in to all of the dark thoughts, the trust issues, the reasons why not things didn't work out? Or are you going to have the strength of your conviction and belief to choose something that really resonates with you and is fulfilling and satisfying on a deep level? And these three cards also came out. The Two of Wands, which of course I associate with twin flames, and even more because the Four of Wands also, or not the Four of Wands came out, the Fool card came out, but it looks like the Four of Wands in there. And then the Princess of Coins. So this is fresh start energy. This is, you've been on this spiritual journey and you need renewal, you need rebirth, you need to start fresh, you need to start again. You need to be rejuvenated. You need to like get your strength back because it's been very challenged by this lack of clarity you've been having about how you're going to do what you want to do, or the person that you're focused on, what they're going to do, when they're going to do it. It's like really depleted you. And now you have to have the strength of your conviction that you can start fresh on this journey with renewed strength and vigor, that you can take a leap, that you don't have to hesitate anymore, and you can really look at what you've got and appreciate it in this present moment. This is what I'm feeling from this Page of Pentacles, which is a card about analysis, looking at something, basically assessing something. Is this really showing my worth and my value? Is this really offering the best opportunity for growth for me? So taking a look, getting ready for the new year, giving and receiving gifts. Interesting that I said giving and giving, because in the past I think we've been doing a lot of giving and giving, but giving and receiving gifts. It says also innocence here, and I would note that this is a page energy and a 2, so these are very kind of early starting out type of energies on a journey. Okay, final cards, and then if anybody would like, hi Nicole, welcome. If anyone would like a private reading for $22, click the link in my profile, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. We'll book a private reading at the link in my profile as well. Justice. So all of this to bring about balance now. We've learned an important lesson. Something we had a contract to learn. A soul contract or an actual marriage contract. But we learned something from what we've done. This is the story of Penelope and Odysseus. So we might have been biding our time, waiting for the right person to come through to do justice to the work that we've put in getting clarity, in overcoming our ego, in being able to start out fresh, and being able to get excited and be willing to see if we have really a way to show up for ourselves, to plant that seed and to grow. So that is what I'm seeing today. If you have a subscriber badge like Nicole with the prayer badge next to her name, I will read 2 cards for you on any question today. And if you would like 2 cards read for you, you can follow and subscribe. Note that the subscriptions are available for only 1 month, so you don't have to have a recurring charge if you're concerned about that. There is a 1-month option. And as long as I see you live on a chat with a badge, I will read 2 cards for you. You will also get access to additional content on my website when I post replays of the Tell Me Everything playlist on Saturdays. I reached for my Housewives Tarot for you, Nicole. And there's Sophia. Sophia, welcome. If you are wanting a 2-card reading, just let me know. I'm popping out the decks for my prayers right now. Let me know the question that you have. How are you? And how are you, Nicole? It's 4:33 when I looked at the clock. This is a new time for me. I don't usually go live at this time on Wednesdays, but I decided I would try a new time today. Do you have a specific question, Sophia? Everybody hydrate. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why the notifications don't go out sometimes. I'm trying a new time too, so I didn't announce it. You're trying to think of a question? Okay, well, there's no rush. I'm going to be here until 5 o'clock, so it's okay. I will post the replay, so you can see the replay on YouTube a bit later if you missed the reading. I have I have a fun cover I'm doing with my bassist. A couple years ago, I covered the song Los Angeles by St. Vincent, and I want to cover that song. So we've also got a tour coming up. We've been invited to do a tour. All right, Sophia, I see Sophia's question, so I'm going to go ahead and answer Sophia's question. But Nicole, if you have a question, go ahead and ask, and I will read for you. I just want to give you a chance to ask your question. Will my love grow into abundance? Oh my God. You missed the reading, but the first card that came out of my Lover's Path Tarot was the Nine of Swords, and I talked at length about the Nine of Swords. It's so funny. For those of you that were here, I love that coincidence. Or synchronicity, rather. Okay, and then the Eight of Cups came out and the Empress. Okay, so I think you're overthinking something. So there's cord cutting going on in this image. There's cutting things out, cutting thoughts out that don't serve you. And that kind of comes up with this waitress here who's like exhausted. She doesn't want to serve anymore. She's like over it. You can feel like maybe she's not getting tips. She's not really getting paid a lot for the work she's put in. And so she's like, man, I should just leave. And then what do we have here? The Empress, who is the most abundant. So it's so interesting that your question was, will my love grow into abundance? And it's like, you know, if you stop worrying about it and just stop trying to serve others and just go towards your higher calling, whatever creative endeavor that you have all the recipes you need for success right now. And if you pour the love into yourself, that is going to turn into abundance. Like, I can testify to that. I am able to continue to do this work as if by magic sometimes. It's not magic. It's because people subscribe to my channel or because they book a private reading. And it seems like there's always someone who has a need, and I can fill that need at that time, and then they can move on and another person has one. So that I'm not just constantly like, you know, being the same source of healing for somebody. Like, they're never moving on. My goal is that people are like constantly going, you know, the rotating door. Like, they come in, they go out, they tell their friends, some people come, and there's this consistent flow. When I'm honoring my feminine intuition, my creativity, what I love to do, nurturing. I teach about nurturing. I'm teaching other people the recipes for success. So when you have that same amount of love that you are doing a lot of strategizing and thinking about putting into someone else, when you pour it into your own cup and serve your own needs, that's when love becomes abundant. If you give love, if you're just pouring out love on a plant that is, you know, not gonna make it. You know when you have a plant and you're like, oh no, I think this is a goner, but you're like, I know, I'll give it water, and so you just pour water on it and it just drowns and like nothing ever happens, and it's just that's what it's like to give love to an empty vessel. It's just gonna soak the water up. It's gonna stew in it. It might even cause some bacteria to grow and get kind of toxic. It's not gonna regrow the connection because it was a plant that didn't have the ability to absorb that, you know, fountain anymore, right? So I think that for sure the love that you pour into yourself is going to give you more abundance and more satisfaction than the love that you pour into a person that's not able to absorb and create fruit for you, right? You shall know them by their fruits. You shall know love by the fruits of the love that come. Like, if the fruits of the love that I'm getting is some measly posts on Instagram or something, like, what? I invested, that plant must be dead. Like, I don't, that's not bearing any fruits. It's past its prime. Like, it's no longer, you know, feeding me. And I'm doing all this work to feed this plant, and I need to get a new one, and I need to learn how to care for it properly because I have a black thumb. So that's my analogy. You're welcome, Sophia. I felt I needed to hear that as I was telling you, so thank you. I love when people do ask questions on lives and it's one of the reasons why I was thankful for the subscriber model. So there's a way that I can still generate some consistent income, but give these messages live so that you can hear them, because a lot of us would have asked the same question, you know? Okay, let me look at Nicole's question here. I've been missing your daily post over the holiday, but I know you had a well-deserved break. Oh, yes. Yes, I did take a few days off here. That's what I offer my therapy practice, but there are those of us who are more needy right now. And just a general for you. Okay. Oh. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, another nurturer, but let's get a sense of what this is coming out for here. Clarify, please. Okay, so it's kind of spinning right off of that last message. If you are over giving and not receiving, you're getting a lot of this energy. So this is our Queen of Pentacles, but when she's in reverse, she is not in balance. And this can be a maternal energy in your life. It can be the memories of it, how the maternal energy manifested for you or didn't. But it's either an over nurturing, hovering, helicoptering energy, or complete neglect and abandonment of one's needs to satisfy others, or to appear to satisfy others' needs. You know, like this could be somebody that, like, there are narcissistic tendencies people will have where they will do for others so that they can be seen to do for others, but then when they're in their own home, they are really withholding in a manipulative kind of controlling way. So it can be energy like that, and we can have absorbed this and then it can come out in our relationships. But it can also be about not feeling really fully confident about our ability to be stable in our home, or we might feel really undervalued, like our domestic management system is completely unrecognized and not appreciated, something like that. I'm also having trouble talking, so our voice isn't heard. Those are all themes that are coming up for me with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and all of those things create this depression and disappointment and like a feeling of being very harried. Like she looks like she wants to pull her hair out. Like a feeling of just, I'm so disappointed with the results I'm seeing. I'm pouring a lot of energy into myself and trying to make my vessel healthy and trying to, do all these things that I'm supposed to be doing, and yet I'm not really seeing anything. Like I just keep seeing things that make me sad, or I still am experiencing this depression because I'm still sort of looking at that gap. So this is about really balancing out all of that overwhelming, very anxious, my stomach is a little broiling, like anxious energy, and just allowing our self-care motivation to be for the feeling of being cared for, of being healed, of being renewed. I had this medical issue over the last couple of weeks that I had to tend to, and I had to do these treatments where I had to be laying down 3 or 4 times a day. They were a whole process. I literally had to use my witch's cauldron and heat water for compresses with salt in it. It was forced me to be in a feminine energy toward myself. It forced me to stop doing what I was doing and say, I need to go and do a treatment. And, in the past I would have gone to enjoy herbal remedy, if you know what I mean. But I had not been doing that. So it was just like this interesting thing of kind of being frustrated that I was in the physical situation I was in because it was uncomfortable, but then also really knowing I could heal myself if I took the time and energy to do so, and I did. Because I heal many people all day long. And so I knew if I just focused my own energy on myself that I could do that. And so I'm getting that same message for you. Be optimistic that the more time and energy you put into yourself, the less harried you're going to be. And the other thing is, if you're constantly handling the mental load of a household and there's no one else to help delegate to, that's going to create this. And you know what I did? I started hiring somebody for $22 an hour and would ask them to do 1 to 2 hours, and that worked for them. And I would be like, okay, these are all the things that I am trying to get done. And they would just help me break it down into manageable pieces so that I could spread it over my week, because my unrealistic ass would be trying to do everything in once. And then saying it and writing it and stepping back from it really alleviated some of the mental load for me. So you might want to try something like that. If you can spare $22 for an hour with somebody that can help you sort all your thoughts, help you fill out a spreadsheet. I'm a person who, I need accountability for a lot of the things, and once I'm accountable, I do them. A really inexpensive thing is to do like a study hall with a friend and just start, like, call them up and say, hey, do you want to do like 2 hours where we just kind of knock out some stuff we don't want to do, and just start off the session and say, okay, so by the end of this hangout session, I want to have filed this form, printed this out, looked at how to do something, written 3 pages of my book, looked at publishing rights, you know, whatever little task that you have to do, but you just keep pushing. Find like a buddy or a partner to work with. That's going to be a part when I do my virtual retreat experience on January 7th, which, if you're interested, make sure you let me know. If you're already a subscriber, you will receive an email with all the details anyway. But if you are extra super excited and interested, just send me a message and I will keep you up to date for any minor changes, just so you know what's going on. But basically, on January 7th, I'm going to be doing a virtual retreat experience that starts at 11 a.m. in the morning. It will be live, and we will meet periodically throughout the day in our own homes, just through virtual session, and we will have basically a spa experience together. And there will be an option where you could just, you know, click a link and purchase anything you might need for it, and on your own, and sort of have all the tools and supplies. Or to be able to have a really affordable experience, there's going to be a complete instruction list of how to create anything we make together. Like if we make a scrub together, everything would be just right in your home, like sugar or salt and oil, or it'll just be things that you already have around the house for the most part. So you will be able to just have a really renewing experience from the comfort of your home. And it's going to also be the theme is going to be vision for your life. So it's going to be like vision boarding, talking about visualizing what we desire and different things like that. And it's meant to help you relax into letting yourself be like, set a goal but not be attached to the outcome, so that pursuing it doesn't become something that you feel so much pressure about. It becomes just more like, oh, it's fun and I like to do this. Not like, oh, I have to do this, but I want to do this. So I hope that message helps you. Thanks for being here. It's 4:48. If there's anyone else who is a subscriber and would like 2 cards read, let me know. If you want to subscribe, just follow and then subscribe here. And once you do, that badge will appear next to your name, and I will read for you anytime I see you on a live session. So it's good for a month if you don't do the recurring subscription. You're welcome, Nicole. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I'm probably going to sign off in a little bit. So if no one else would like a personal reading, which if you would like a personal reading for three card spread with top and bottom of deck and an oracle, click the link in my profile, and there is Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Send $22. That is available for you today. Okay, but I'm going to close out the energy for this reading, and I'm just going to take any messages that come out for us today. What is important for the collective to know? The 6 of Wands, victory, success, peace after an internal struggle. The 4 of Wands coming out, and I had to turn it around, and I think that it was actually upright, and I turned it reverse and then turned it back around. So it's something that seems like to have come and gone and come around again, but finally this victory here, this ability to have this stable foundation in relationships. Success over anything you felt was holding you back, realizing it wasn't a weakness but a superpower. Like, it taught you your strength. It showed you what you could do, not what you couldn't do. And it's been a journey that you're seen, like you're being recognized, even if it's just by, your higher self, like looking back and reflecting upon your life at this time and being like, wow, I really pulled through that. I really came out on top. I really like dug deep within and found strength to overcome my obstacles and really have that stability I was looking for and have a lot of reasons to celebrate. And all of it came from this past version of myself working so hard, and I'm so thankful and so appreciative for everything I've been able to accomplish. And that's one of the ways you should think about your life. Like, think about affirmations. Look at, there's the struggle. We had 6, 4, and 5 come out. So 4, 5, 6, and it's coming out of order. So there's a sense here that things haven't gone according to plan. Like, some things have come through and other things have remained stuck or unmoving, and it's had a lot to do with the baggage you've carried in your life. Maybe the way that you saw matrimony, or you saw your parents' relationship or your grandparents' relationships, or just relationships in general in the media, the fantasies versus the realities, the juxtaposition of the two, the sense that you couldn't have what you wanted, you couldn't go in the direction you wanted to go in. And then let me see, that's been what you've been working to overcome. And then the 9 of Pentacles comes. So it's time for you to be rewarded. Hi, Kadri, welcome. So it is time to receive some kind of a reward now. And it's something you're giving yourself. Just by the time and energy and care that you put into yourself, you're consistently being rewarded from that. You look better, you feel better, you think more of yourself, you reflect upon your significance, you balk at people who don't value you. You're like, I'm sorry, there are states that are doing what now about women? How? Why? Who? When did that? Where is that? Because you see your value so clearly that it's actually like a gobsmacked when people are not on that page. You're like, this does not compute. You're valuing your emotions. If somebody told you, oh, just suck it up, like, don't worry about it, you would be like, that's an asshole thing to do. You know who does that? Assholes. You know what happens? Then they get in bar fights. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna just push my feelings down. My feelings are valuable. My feelings are telling me that you're not saying things in my best interest right now. My feelings are telling me that I need to move on from this situation. My feelings are telling me that when I'm in situations where I'm forced to focus on something for so long and I can't do anything else, that I don't feel good. You don't want me to know my feelings, because if I know my feelings, then I'm going to be like, I'm a slave. I don't like how it feels. I don't want to be that way. I'm not going to. I choose differently. So yes, doesn't it seem good to you in your society for me to suppress my feelings? Doesn't that seem good to you? Because why would you cede power to me now? Why would the intellect cede power to emotion when it has so much power over it and can act in such a distorted manner without having to feel how very terrible and backwards that is? So yeah, what I just said, I don't know, that was like a rant, but so the outcome is you get a reward. You get a cookie. You get a spiritual cookie. And it's a big deal because you've had to overcome a lot to get to this point, to be so stable within self. And you're thinking, oh, I thought I was going to feel like this when I was with my person, but I feel like this without my person. What does that mean? And then you have to ask yourself what it means. Does it mean that the person that you are trying to be with isn't in a stable place? Is that why there is this struggle? Does it mean that they have a little bit too much baggage and they're not aware of your boundaries and they're trying to bring your baggage here, and you're like, I'm sorry, I have my own baggage. I do not bring my baggage over to your side. You leave your baggage over there, and this is my boundary. And are you overcoming that? And does that mean that you have to let go of some of the twin flame dynamic and sort of turn that around and say, okay, well, a person can be a beautiful, wonderful person and not right for me. They could be right for me at some time in the future and not right for me now, but I don't live in the future. I live right now. And look at how these images are flowing together as if it's one picture. The sky, the green, like it's kind of significant, right? It's really a profound story that ends with the feminine feeling so valued and worthy. So I think that's a good story. Hi, Earth Angel. Good to see you. All right, Kadri, let me go ahead and do your 2-card reading for you, and then I'm going to sign out for the evening and go enjoy a meal with my family. I'm trying some different times of day to go live to see if I meet some new faces. So my schedule is going to be a little unpredictable the next few days, but I'm going to see if there's some times that work better for my schedule or feel better or give me more time to do some other things I need to do in the morning when I have more willpower, because it's always easy for me to do tarot readings. It's not always easy for me to deal with my financial stuff or my links and all that business, you know. But Kadri, let me know if there's a question, if you have a specific question, and then I really have to go because I'm super physically uncomfortable in the chair that I'm in right now. I definitely want a new chair so much. It's coming. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on. All right, babes, if you don't have a question, I think I'll be signing off. Oh, I see you there liking though. Do you have a question for today? For me to pull 2 cards for you? Yes, you! K. Audrey Miller. Just general for you today? All right, let's see what your general energy is. Thank you. I am a singer. You can hear my music. Pearl in the Prayers. I'm on all the streaming services. Go check me out. I'm going to be doing shows soon. There's like a tour thingy I think I'm going to go on. I don't know. They're really hounding me to do it. I'm like, okay. I'll go on a tour. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got to cover up this card. So we're going to do this. I don't think TikTok will like her shawl bra, but we have the 3 of Cups came out, which is like celebration, having a good time. It's also associated with dating, and then we of course have the 9 of Pentacles again, which we just talked about at length about rewarding the self. And so I think this is a message, a very strong message to everything I said about this card, that it is really important that you're valuing your emotions and you're having fun and you're having a good time and you're taking care of yourself. This is, I'm single and independent and I can date people and I can have fun and I can get to know people and I can have a good time. And it doesn't mean I have to have, you know, physical intimacy with every single person, but I can have intimacy and I can practice connection and I can feel good about myself and I can indulge in it. And it can also mean that some outcome that you're very attached to, that you really want to celebrate, it's like here and you're just opening up to receive it in this image and really bringing, you know, this romantic connection. That was what I was going to say and I didn't have a reason to say that, but your romantic connection, bringing it toward you. So, all right, my babes, thank you everybody for being here with me today. I shall return. I'll be back tomorrow. It may be around 5 p.m. or so. I'm going to try that time out, Eastern Standard Time. So keep your eyes peeled for me. It's Venus's day, which I am using as a self-love day. So we will talk about love, but we will talk a lot about how to love ourselves, how to pursue our passions, what we are passionate about, and visualizing for what we are passionate about. You can click on my profile and explore the link there that takes you to my webpage. You can see my music there. You can see you can read my biography. All that kind of stuff is all there. You can also find my Tuned In Tarot YouTube page, which gives you access to full-length free content, hours and hours of it, going back 3 years, all timeless readings. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, the free card pulls. If you are a subscriber, you will have the option to receive 2 card pulls when I see you in a live, and as long as I have time. So it's manageable right now, and it should stay manageable, I think. I feel like that's what I'm envisioning. So that make it so. And so I do pregnancy. I do pregnancy questions privately, just to, because it is a triggering subject. So I will do health and pregnancy questions privately. All other questions you can ask here. It's $22, but I'm signing off right now. Anyway, link in my profile, $33 for a custom question, which you're welcome to ask about pregnancy if you're interested. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. We'll see you later.